Spencer and I have just been with a mental picture of what actually has happened to Simon. The one and only time he went into a ring and did a bit of sparring. And what happened? The fella clipped you in the gob and you went down and you smacked your head off his hip bone.
Yeah, I got a concussion from hitting my head on his hip bone. Trying to get out of the way.
The hip bone done more damage than the punch. Brilliant.
And it was attached to the knee bone.
I absolutely. Well, we need a decent trainer for Simon Jordan. Of that, there is no doubt. And top boxing trainer Jamie Moore joins us live on Zoom, albeit this lunchtime. Jimmy, don't worry, mate. Happy New Year. Don't worry. We're not going to talk you into trying to train Simon. I think that's a lost cause. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you, lads. You all the best.
All good at this end. Thanks, Jimmy. Jimmy, here's the thing. I mean, you have looked after the likes of Jack Catterall, Chantel Cameron, Carl Frampton, Rocky Fielding. You're currently training Dave Allen as well, who lost controversially to Johnny Fisher in those controversial circumstances over in Riyadh, the other side of the new year there. When you think of it more and more, how do you view that now and that decision?
Yeah, I said it on the night, lads. I did an interview, and it was very, very similar to what Dave was saying in the one he did the other day. It was a close fight, and we definitely deserved to get the victory. But I think when you start screaming robbery, it takes away the power from the likes of the decisions when you're at the level of Jack Catterall when he didn't get the decision against Josh Taylor.
Yeah,
it takes away the power from that.
Well, I think to be honest, Jamie, I think robbery was the very word you used, Spence, wasn't it?
No, I said it was disgraceful decision, and it was, and I stand by that.
Right.
I don't change my views on that. I watched that fight, and we was there live at ringside, and there was only one winner in that fight. I think that Johnny Fisher Senior will take things personally because it's his son and he's emotionally invested and whatnot. But as a guy just watching it and commentating on that fight, there was one winner, and that was Dave Allen. I mean, I can't see how you can see it any other way.
I think the problem we've got, guys, is the way fights are scored. And I had this conversation 4 years ago after Jack's fight with Josh Taylor. I don't understand how you can have a 10-point scoring system and not use them to the scope of a 10-point system. So, for instance, if Dave Allen's rounds, what he won against Johnny Fisher, were way bigger than the ones Johnny won against him. So why not use the point system more effectively? Because at the end of the fight, at the end of 10 rounds, it could have easily been 5-all, and then Dave wins it with a knockdown. But if you score one of those rounds of the way, it's a draw, or maybe Johnny nicks it. Whereas if you score them in terms of the depth of the round and how much they won the round by, even if it's a 10-8 instead of a 10-9, you look at a journeyman who does a 4-rounder, and that's round he scored 10-9 to the winner, and the journeyman might not even land a shot. Whereas you get a round where Dave Allen, nearly dropped Johnny Fisher twice, and it's still scored 10-9 because there's no knockdown. They need to utilise the 10-point scoring system more, I believe.
Yeah, I understand that. It's the depth of the who wins that round and how it's won by. And I think that maybe, when you're looking at that fight, you go, the rounds that were won by Dave Allen were won clearly. And the one of the rounds that was a 10-9 round, like you say, he nearly stopped Johnny Fisher in that round, and it was desperately close to being stopped. And I think that, when you look at it and you look at the surface of that scoring, I could only see one winner, Jamie. As much as I like Johnny Fisher and his family and his father and what they've done, the brand that they've built up, that's great. But that doesn't take away from the fact there was only one winner in that contest for me.
Yeah. Jimmy, bring me up to date. Jack Catterall, a lad that we all like, and we enjoy it when Jack comes on this show and this particular hour that we do here at talkSPORT. How's the preparation going? Because we know he faces the unbeaten American Arnold Barboza Jr., and it's a final eliminator. It's a very important one, this, for the WBO Superweight Lightweight World title. And it's coming soon. It's next month in Manchester, right?
Yeah, it's 5 weeks off. And, Jack's always fit. It's one of the best traits he's got is that he's always in the gym. He's always ticking over. He's never out of shape. He just sort of sharpens his tools up, so to speak. So yeah, he's always fit. He's always on form. And probably, aside from the first Josh Taylor fight, this is probably the most important fight of his career so far because, at this stage, one slip up and you're sort of back to square one. Jack's in that sort of club who needs him. He's such a hard style to come against. But Barbosa's no mug. He's an unbeaten fighter. but many people feel like Sean McComb beat him. And you know, I've watched that fight. It's a close fight. It's 6-4 either way. But I do think Sean McComb beat him, and I believe that Jack Catterall's got more than enough to win this in emphatic fashion, and then fingers crossed he can get that world title. Are
you frustrated, Jamie, that there seems to be this endless list of final eliminators for Jack? You know,
of course, in an ideal world, Simon, we would have had a world title 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is beggars can't be choosers, and you know, Jack's now pushed himself in a position. Eddie Hearn's done a fantastic job of keeping him active. One of the frustrations for Jack was that he wasn't being kept active. He's done that. So even though he's not got a world title, he's done well. He's earned money, and I know money's not the be all and end all, but at the end of his career, you know, he's now secured his family's future, which I'm so happy for him. He's got such a beautiful family, and he's a great kid. He deserves a world title. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But everybody knows he should have been a world champion already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough fight to take, isn't it, against Barboza? Like you say, so I agree with Simon. He should have had that world title now for a couple of years, you know, and it's been sort of dragging out that he gets that opportunity again. But he has to go in against Barboza, who's coming off that victory over Jose Ramirez, who's a decent fighter. People remember Josh Taylor won the world title from him. Decent fighter. And he's coming off that victory. So this is no easy task for no world title on the line, Jamie.
Not at all, but when you look what happened last time, you know, he beat Josh Taylor. We could have easily tread water. I feel like Jack's biggest opponent is himself. You know, especially at this stage of his career, you can take your eye off the ball. So we didn't want to take easy fights. I think that's the worst thing you can do at this stage of your career. So. He goes. He doesn't just take a tread water fight. He goes and fights the next world champion in his next fight, which is his keep busy fight.
Yeah. Because
he's that confident in his own ability, and he knows that he can beat anybody in the world. I've said it for years. Jack Catterall's the best 140-pound fighter in the world. And until someone comes and proves me wrong, I'll always believe that.
Jamie, we look forward to it. Jack faces the unbeaten American Arnold Barboza Jr. Final eliminator for the WBO Super Lightweight World Title, February the 15th in Manchester. Jamie, thanks so much for being with us.
No worries, boys.
Terrific.
Cheers,
Jamie Moore with us this land. And thanks so much to you. Just while it's on my mind, I haven't forgiven you yet. As we leave the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh about 3:30 a.m. and I get involved in a quick chat with Mr. Krasiuk from Usyk's camp.
Yes.
I come out and you and the super talented boxing producer Ed have left in your own car and gone back to our hotel, and I had to find my way back.
Okay.
In total darkness in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Do you think that Simon Jordan wouldn't have done the same?
I don't care about him.
I mean, I'm not.
I was in real danger.
To be fair, we were out in Saudi Arabia. We'd gone out there knowing the year before when we was out there at that time,
yes,
it was very, very warm at night. We went there. We was in that Kingdom Arena. One wall was off. It was absolutely freezing, and I did not want to hang around for Jim trying to wait to get interviews off Krasiuk that he was never going to get. And I just thought, you know what? Just leave him.
Good decision.
Just go.
It was an absolutely shocking decision.
But I do apologise.
But I somehow my Boy Scout instincts kicked in, and I found map and compass, found my way back. Thank you so much to you, Spectacles Boy, and thanks to everybody this Thursday lunchtime. Judging from what I can see from the messages, you thoroughly enjoy the boxing chat, and I'm delighted about that. We're coming up to 1.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.